Something here is very different. Welcome to KillCo Whiskey Musings. My name is Brian. Where have you been? Where have I been, honestly? I've been tired. That's what I should say. Also, welcome. Brew Baker Maker, I see you. Hello. Welcome. Returning from my winter break. Yay. And I have changed a couple of things around. I haven't changed half all the things I wanted to, but I changed a couple. So all of the things that were over there, over here. So I'm not close to the window anymore. I'm not in the corner anymore. Nothing wrong with the corner, I'm just not there anymore. And I'm still convinced that this desk is crooked. Actually, I know it is. Whatever. Let's figure it out. Cliff Smith, welcome. I'm KillCo, welcome. And Sugar Kitty, welcome. Thank you all for being here. It's a very relaxed evening at the moment. Just sample Sunday. Because I'm just out of it? I don't know what to call it. It's the most wonderful time of the year for my mental health issues. So, honestly, I've not been doing half as much this past week as I wanted to do, other than just taking it easy, sleeping so wonky right now. Like, I was asleep for most of the day's day. Volume's low, but that's because my mic's in different spots. Or, I wonder if I accidentally, hold on. There's a thing on here that I never use, but if it got moved around while I was moving things around, that would explain a lot. Where is it? It's also in the coils of this damn thing. Hold on. Where is it? I know you're there. Come out. It's also a little dark. Kind of. Not really. I bet the finger scratching noises that you're hearing are awful. Oh, there it is. I don't know if this is turning it up or down. Hopefully it's up. If that's even doing anything. I can't tell. I have songs stuck in my head, by the way. If that weren't obvious. Booch, welcome. Volume is low. It's alright. I can just talk louder. I don't want to talk louder, so I'm not going to do that. I will blind you all temporarily, though. Go. There we go. Oh, there it is. I think. Can you hear me now? It was low. That would also explain why a friend of mine couldn't hear me very well. The past few times I've been with him on the voice chat. So let me know if that's better. It looks better. I'm hitting the yellow and not just in the green. I can crank it up a little more if necessary. Thanks, Mom. It's weird. It's professional. And I still have no idea how to use it at all because I just bought it. Well, I didn't just buy it, but it just came in the mail today. So I'll give you a clue. There's a big clue when you're watching a streamer to know which kind of lighting they're doing, especially if they have glasses. You just have to watch them do this. And suddenly there's these round lights in their eyes. How strange. Professional. And it can do many other things that I have no idea how to do that with yet. So that'll be fun. Still even more? Sure, Katie wants me to crank it to 11. I can do that. Oh, someone's already... Oh, thank you. John, where are you? Scott Pixley, cheers. Welcome. I didn't see you. Because my memory's already gone. I think Co-op just sent me something. What am I doing? Focus, Brian. It's not like you've been away from this for a week. I don't remember how to do anything. There it is. This is very hard to see. Alright, that's as high as it goes. So, no higher. Oops. One ring to light them all. Yes, indeed. Actually, I have nothing else on in the room for once, which is nice. With all my other lighting situations, I have had 3-point lights, and by 3-point lights, I mean the lights in this apartment complex, and I was trying to get a good angle on them, because lighting and film and photography are all things I know very little about, but I know if lighting looks wrong to me. And this light I'm still getting used to, since I'm using it for the first time right now. Yay. I also have it dim, like it's kind of orange light, because bright lights hurt my eyes. They just do. Even having this right in front of me, it's like, why? I'm going to see this light in my dreams? Blah. So, Sample Sunday. What do we have? Well, this is a trick. Shit, I gave it away. This, it looks a lot like Johnny Walker Gold Label Reserve. It isn't. What is this actually? This is from the magnanimous Zen dude. I've been holding on to this for a while for no apparent reason. Egan 17 single malt Irish whiskey. Matured in bourbon casks. Finished in bourbon Cadillac casks? Cadillac casks? 46%. That's why I picked it. It's 46% Irish whiskey. Good start to the day. I know a little about photography, Mother. Believe me. So little. We are going to pour this into my glass. I don't know how much this is going to be, but whatever. Probably a lot more than I intended to be. Yeah, that's actually not bad. It was a little more than I would want to pour as a sample. But you'll also note it's not technically bourbon night. I mean, it is. But also, its bourbon night is on hiatus as far as alcohol consumption goes for the month. So there you go. Cheech! Schwelcome. Also known as Whiskey Encore. Encore? Encore. Schwelcome. It's always nice to see you, sir. Hope you're well. I've only been able to pop into some of your streams lately because, as I said, hiatus. Now, I do have one more sample in my hand, again from Zen Bood. It's a tiny one. But all the better. So let me know what you're drinking, if anything. See, there's that ring light again. Isn't that pretty? I don't know if the color's showing up better or worse with the crazy lighting, but at the very least, I can say it's bright. Looks like an Irish whiskey. It's glorious. Oh, man. This is one of those malt funk with Irish whiskeys. Strangely enough, I'm not getting the clean glass smell this time. I don't know if it's just in my head because of what this is called. Oh, and Cheech, thank you for the thumbs. The YouTube overlords demand your thumbs, people. It's not me, it's them. It is me, but also it's them. I don't know how to say these words. Bordeaux, Cadillac. Cadillac. Saying Cadillac makes me think of a car, so it doesn't feel right, and it's supplementing the thought that there might be some kind of grease in my Irish whiskey, so. Brew break is a good idea. Everyone should take a break. If you drink whiskey a lot, you should stop occasionally, just in case. I know usually I'm having a whiskey every evening, but even that I've scaled back a little bit. Sometimes more than one, but lately I've calmed it down. It does help that I haven't been watching streams in the past week much. So, believe it or not, you tend to drink more when in the company of others on the internet. True story. I can't say a lot about this other than it's a very stereotypical Irish whiskey. Other than that malt weirdness, I'm getting a grain malt thing. It's creeping me out. And when I say ripe fruit, I don't mean that in a good way. I know there's ripe fruit, but it's maybe overripe. That's probably the better word. Slightly overripe fruit. I should receive a package tomorrow. Ooh, thank you, Cheech. I have an idea what that might be, actually. It's been lingering in the back of my mind. If it is what I think it is, if not, I'm in for a surprise. I was in for a surprise recently. If you don't follow my Instagram, which you should, even though Facebook is evil, I mean meta. Sip, cheers. Yes, nice to see you all again. So cheers to that first. I got tropical fruit notes there. Ow. That's really nice, actually. It's not my go-to Irish whiskey type, but they are, I want to say papaya, but I'm not quite sure what papaya is like. But there are tropical fruit notes in this for certain. Unfortunately, my level of tropical fruit is tropical fruit Hawaiian punch. And I haven't had that in a long time, so. It is what I think it is. Okay, Cheech. I look forward to that. Sweet white Bordeaux. Peach on the finish, yeah. That's probably a lot better than tropical fruit. Oh, well, actually, I'm not going to think about that too much because I can really just keep going. First, stuff that received, since we're talking about stuff. Not quite pineapple, no. Peach is definitely closer to that. Yeah, this arrived. Rebecca, don't worry about it. I'm not going to tell anyone to sign up for something. It's just photographs of food and whiskey. I mean, that's it. That's the only thing I care about. And this is heavier than I thought it was. This arrived at long last. Because doing 24 days of whiskey wasn't enough, I added 12 more. Ah! No, I'm kidding. I'm not sure what that means. Lorem ipsum. I didn't look it up. I forgot. But it seems like it's Latin. This is definitely olive oil. And if you're also whiskey, try it. This janky box shall serve as a sacrificial offering to the great and mighty Chad. Glory be to Chad. Forever shall his name be praised. Praise be to Chad. And on the bottom is actually what's in here. If you want to see what the jank is going to be like. As he brought this up to the screen and all of them tumbled out. But there they are. 12 of them, all jank. This actually looks pretty good. Considering some of the stuff I've sent to people, I'm looking at this going, wow, this is nice. Nothing's broken. Everything's in good order. Good order. And everything on the bottom. Like, I can show you, but I'm not going to look. I don't know if that worked because I didn't look. But I believe what they are is probably on the label and probably on the bottom, but I'm trying to keep myself from knowing much. There is one little part of me that's like, which one's the Andalusia one? Which one did they send me? There's so many freaking Texas distilleries. I'm looking forward to trying all of those since there are quite a few Texas distilleries I didn't get to visit. Well, I say that. I visited 7 in what, 2 days? Once when we were there in 2019, which is a good chunk. Andalusia is one of them. Crowded Barrel's another. Still Austin. There could be 7 in there that I already have tried, or at least been to. But other ones I want to try, like Balcones, whatever. Iron Root. Those are 2 that come to mind that I would like to try, because I've had numerous samples from Balcones, thanks to Cliff and other people. And Iron Root's one of the earliest bottles I got from Texas whiskey. I think it was the Harbinger. Speaking in tongues. Those are both good. So lots of Texas whiskey in the future. Scott Pigsley enjoying dinner. She says, placeholder text used in publishing and graphic design. No wonder it looked familiar. Short paragraph that contains all the letters of the alphabet. Ah, yes. That was gonna bug me. Thank you, Cheech. Because I did go and take some classes once upon a time for graphic design of some sort. And I read that and I went, that seems like Latin, but I feel like it's not. And I don't remember why. So somewhere in the depths of my brain was this little voice screaming, graphic design bullshit, ah. Sorry. The page intentionally left blank. So it is Latin. Okay, well, I got that right. And this page is intentionally blank. That seems like a very Crowded Barrel Whiskey Vault tribe thing to do. What's really scary is I can pitch. It doesn't help that I was a typesetter for a while, so there's a lot of different fonts in my brain, and I can see all of them lined up in that order. Something else you may notice, since I was talking about packages that arrived. Oh, that's really bright. This showed up yesterday. This showed up yesterday as well. And I won that somehow. I still don't know how. I know I put in $5 for, I think it was Bourbon's raffle, just as they mentioned that bottle. And I thought, oh, that sucks. I won't get to find out who wins. Then I went to sleep. Or at least I left and probably was up for another 2 hours because that's just how I am. Nonsense Latin, essentially. I mean, I don't know any Latin. Oh, wait, no, like Carpe Diem. That's one, I think. And I made it very American by saying Carpe Diem. That sounded awful. Anyone ever watch the Dead Poets Society? No, just me? Okay. What else? I bought a bunch of useless stuff. I have a bad habit of, like, when I'm feeling bad, as I am right now, not right now, but this time of year, everything just goes and it messes up everything. No, Mother, you don't get to know anything. What do I know about the Weller? Let's see. Buffalo Trace product. Another one of the sought-after bourbons for reasons because it is a Buffalo Trace product. I've heard a lot of good things about the Weller 107. I believe I've had a sample of the Weller 107. I probably enjoyed it since I like Buffalo Trace products in general. But it's a hyped up bottle. And it can be sold for a lot. Yes, Bourbon. I'm a 1960 cab driver. You have found my true identity. I don't know how to drive. No, that's a lie. I don't know how to drive a 1950s vehicle. That's true. Good to hear, Cheech. I watched that in school. That's why I remember it so clearly, because it was one of the few good films I watched in high school for literature class or English class or whatever the hell it's called. And Robin Williams was in it, so it was amazing. I mean, what can you say? Yes, I went to sleep. That was it. I was told later that I won the bottle. It was, I put in one ticket for the raffle and won the bottle somehow. Surprise! I was surprised. Oh, and while I'm thinking about it, because it's going to be stuck in my head for this entire process, if you have Disney Plus and you can watch the movie Enchanto, I don't know how to say it. It's very good. The songs are super catchy, and they're stuck in my brain right now. So there's like some kind of fest going on in my mind right now. Saw it in theaters. Wow. Cheech, if it makes you feel better, I saw Roger Rabbit Who Framed Roger Rabbit in theaters. I was 7 or 8. Defining moment in my childhood right there. 669. Is it? I don't remember if I saw that. I don't know what it says anywhere. Where does it say anything? So I don't even know how to read these. Oh, look. All I see are a lot of the usuals. Buffalo Trace. I can read the back to you. I don't see anything. I'm looking forward to it, though. I mean, it's nice that somehow while saying, "Oh, I like Buffalo Trace products, but I don't ever want to chase down anything." The fact that it's hard for me to find Eagle Rare and E.H. Taylor bother me a lot. And suddenly I've had 2 Wellers show up. Special Reserve and now Weller 107. It's pretty sweet. Stay. Don't move. Oh man, first week of March for Bourbon. Go to, I was going to say go to Wild Turkey early in the morning as the mist comes off the horizon. But that's going to be very hard for you to pull off. I think me and Brubaker, we're very fortunate in that one time we happened to show up there. Although there was no bottle to buy. So that was the only unfortunate part. The rest was awesome. I guess this hat and shirt does feel very Irish for some reason. Granted, it's a bourbon hat, technically. Bourbon, you got to try the Brubaker's balls. Bourbon balls. They're candy out there. I didn't know they had those out there. I bought some. They're good. Full of chocolatey goodness. But no, they are good. What? So yeah, I have the Enchanto music soundtrack going through my head right now. It's driving me a little bonkers. Because I like the songs, but they're very fast. Hold on. Oh, and if you hear a hissing sound, which I doubt you do, it's a snake. No, it's here's another little tidbit of information in my reality, which is not the best reality all the time. The heat. Well, no, hold on. So right now my apartment is not receiving heat properly. That's the truth of the matter. I thought officially the heater was broken, but when I click the heat to go on, I hear everything kind of gun up, so I hear that that kind of thing coming on noise, which you hear when you do that in my apartment. Down that way. But the fan isn't working. So when I tried to turn the fan on, I have 2 switches. There's the air conditioning off, and then there's heat. That's one. And then I have the fan, which is either auto or on. When I flip the fan switch, nothing is happening. So my assumption at the moment, not knowing anything about electronics or how things work in that regard, or machines, or what's even in that closet that I'm not allowed to open because it's locked, it's the maintenance closet, is the fan broke. So the heat is turning on, but the fan is not turning on, so the heat is not coming in here. It's turning on, but there's no... That's my guess at the moment. I won't find out until soon, this week maybe. Also, I was possibly exposed to COVID a little while ago. That was fun. The joys of doing personal training with 5 other people you don't know. Many of which are mothers and teachers, and just people who go outside more than I do. All vaccinated. So that was a nice scare. Fairly certain I'm fine, but that was on Wednesday. I feel fine. I'm really tired and usual crap as always, but a little bit of a spook. But I'm also fully vaccinated as much as I can be. So we'll see. I get to go to a physical tomorrow. That'll be exciting. I hate physicals. I haven't gone to a physical in 2 years. Well, not because I didn't want to, because the last one I had was like this. Except I didn't even see her. It was just on the phone, I think, which weirdest physical ever. That's nice. My point is, the hissing noise is the stove. I have an option on the stove called clean. So basically the stove just gets really hot and purges everything in there. Turns it to dust. Not even dust. Turns it into charcoal. Ash, mostly. So that's what I'm doing right now. It's a little trick I learned a while ago, that if I have ever lost power, and I can still get the gas light to go on without blowing myself up. You put it on clean mode, so it takes some time to go through the whole process. Heats up a lot. Heats up the room while doing so. Uh-oh. Oh, which way is that? That way. Boop. Let's get physical. Why? Oh, God. That's one thing that's still missing. God, these songs are still stuck in my head. There we go. Thank you, physical. Much appreciated. Did that go to the goal? It did. I still haven't figured out this thing. He said, moving the mouse over there as if you can see it. Okay. But for whatever reason, these both of these annoy me because I wanted them, and they did this before, so I still don't know what I missed. That I've gotten one new subscriber, officially, while doing these. The goal of 431 to be 1,000, and this is 0 to 15,000. But it tells you the amount in the middle, but the bar doesn't seem to change. Granted, it doesn't seem to change because it's a very low number at the moment. We'll figure it out in good time, supposedly. Man, I had someone subscribe 7 days ago. Ooh. On stream, I'm not sure. Some people have. Slow process, trying to get people to subscribe. Good God. By the way, like and subscribe and tell your friends, and Top Dog, you're not late. You arrive precisely when you mean to. That's it. Done. There's still something about this Irish whiskey I don't particularly like. Going back to the whiskey thing. I'm talking about myself for half an hour, so we're good. Talk about what I've been doing the past week and how my mental health is garbage at this time of year. It is. I had other things I was going to do this week, like go exercise and such, but due to my little discomfort, and hopefully with tomorrow's physical, I can find out for certain if I got anything. I'm pretty sure I didn't, but the catch with the whole COVID thing was they were showing no symptoms. So the last thing I want to do is want to be an asymptomatic carrier where I feel fine, but I'm infected and accidentally infecting a bunch of other people. There's other stuff going on this week I'm not going to look forward to, too. Seeing the dentist, don't want to do that. It's going to be great. Cliff Smith says, too small percentage based on the pickle size for the bars. 1 or 2% probability to see something on the bars. Well, I hope so. Hope so. Again, I can try to figure it out, but that takes effort and energy, which I don't have. It is nice to be back, though. I'm still not quite happy with the setup yet, since all I was able to... let me rephrase that. I was able to move my entire setup from over there, which is where I used to be, is over there, in that corner. You can still see some of the random things sticking on the wall here, over there. But I was in that corner, and then I moved everything over there, which you also can't see, but it's over there. It looked awful. The setup is awful. The setup is still not good, by the way. But once I get an extension cord, which I'm supposed to get tomorrow, soon, I'll be able to do things a little better. Because right now everything is tentatively plugged in, which is not good because I could trip. And we don't want that. That stash has class. Also knows Kung Fu. No, it doesn't. But thank you. Alexander Frederick. I think I got that. You're welcome. Taking a sip of whiskey is a little different now. Every time I tip my head back, the light's right there. It's reminding me of Star Trek episodes. One of the old ones. Or not the old ones. The next generation. I'm not going to go into it. Let's just say Data got weird, as he does, and the sun was chasing the moon. No, the moon was chasing the sun. Sorry. That is the sun. That's how bright it is. I can't get these songs out of my head. It's the first song of the movie, too. Good grief. And I can't even let you listen to it. But all I can say is you should get, if you have Disney Plus, you can give the Enchanto movie a watch because it's fun. I liked it. What was the underlying theme? Disney loves to do that. Underlying theme was self-appreciation, self-acceptance, not acceptance, self-worth. I think that's what it was. It's a tricky subject. Not one I'm very good at either. Yay! But the song stuck in my head. That's the real problem. Lin-Manuel Miranda did the songs, so they're super catchy. And I can't get them out of my mind. They've been stuck in my head for the past 2 days. The joys of my brain. Well, you've heard that song once? Let's just keep that on repeat for 7 weeks. What else has been fun that's been going on? Tell me what's been going on with you, really. I mean, other than moving stuff around and getting a few extra things, which has been nice. Not a lot going on over here other than the usual can't sleep playing games. Eating has not been great. That's when I know things are going sideways, is I have this not sponsored HelloFresh thing going on. And at the end of December, I had received a box and I didn't use it until like the end of 2 weeks. This is a weekly program. So you're supposed to get the package, make the food, get another package, make the food. I got a package and I just held it. And I canceled the next week. So let's just say my eating habits and my ability to function are not high. And I just got a new one yesterday. Yeah. Yesterday. So this will be the first. This will be the first official, not sponsored HelloFresh package of 2022. Yay! I don't remember what I got. I think one of them had bacon. That's all I really need to know. It's also why I'm wearing. Switching gears real quick. While I'm wearing heavier clothes at the moment because it was very cold in here for most of the day. I would lose the ability to have my heater on in some of the coldest temperatures we've had this year. Generally, it's just cold. JJ, welcome. Hello, sir. Hello there. Welcome. Oh, Cliff, you keep me posted. Once I'm past this tentative state of, which again, I think the official thing is, I don't even know what the official thing is. You guys can tell me. If you've been in contact with someone who was tested positive, you have to wait 5 days to a week to wait for symptoms? Is that it? Really, I don't want to go anywhere. Papa KillCo, hi there. Welcome. Welcome. 8 inches of snow in Nashville while I was in Chicago with wind chills of -11. Huh. Let me tell you what it is right now. It's actually warmed up here. I'm going to throw you all off by speaking in Celsius. 5 degrees Celsius and raining right now. If it helps, freezing temperature, which is 0 Celsius, is 38 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's close to 50-ish degrees out right now. I think. I still don't have a very good gauge in my head for transferring those two things. But I am keenly aware that the rest of the world runs on Celsius, so I'd like to know that as well. So the only way I can do that is by converting Celsius to Fahrenheit. Because Fahrenheit I know relatively well. But Celsius, not so much, other than what I just did there. Song's still stuck in my head. I do like this. It's not a quick sipper, though. I'm looking forward to this next one, too. I don't know what to expect. It's called Brora 18. It's still in 1983, bottled in 2001. Single cask. Another one brought to you by the Zen Bood. This tiny one. I like these little vials. These are fun. I suppose that's the other thing I should point out. I don't have it nearby, but there will be more giveaway stuff this year, as I can figure out how to do it. So look forward to that. There's one I'm mulling over, and I will broach the idea to all of you, since it's not something I have. I need validation. No, I need input. As you know, if you were hanging around with me in November, which I assume most of you were, in the back, you can see the tip tops of my Game of Thrones collection there. Now, it's nice to have 8 of the Game of Thrones bottles, but what I'm thinking of doing is doing an extended giveaway raffle thing. It helps with, the debt paying off thing to get the raffles going. Granted, keep in mind, all of you, this is for the link down below. That is for going through the thing that sets off everything that goes in here, okay? So that's what this goal is going off of. Other people are donating through direct PayPal and direct Venmo. That doesn't get tabulated. So don't worry about that. I'm probably getting more than I realized. Cliff Smith says, if you end up without heat for an extended period, I have an electrical heater you could borrow. Does a pretty good job. Well, thank you, Cliff. Double it, add 30. I'm not going to remember that, Zenbu. Thank you, though, but... 73 degrees. JJ, good grief. That's comfortable. Granted, I am one of the people who is comfortable at 40-something. I'll be walking around with a t-shirt, or at least a light overshirt of some sort. I know there's a trick to it, but I never know what it is. Maybe subconsciously I know what it is, but for the most part, I just I go off the variance. So 0 is 38 degrees Fahrenheit. I know that. And then I can go up from there. So right now it is, what did I say? The 5, 7, 6, 24, what? 5. So if I go up 5 degrees Celsius, if we were at 38 degrees Fahrenheit, that's close to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Probably. I think that's how I do it. It's around the 5 increments. So 5, 10, 15. I know 5 is around 50. 10 is much warmer. 10 is around, what, 60? It's got to be. Then we get to 15 and higher and it gets uncomfortable. I remember that. It's a great shot. Cheers. Welcome. Welcome. I hope you're all having a lovely evening. I hope you all had lovely times doing lovely things. Bourbon, it's no heat in my apartment. So and it's not no heat. Again, as I said, I think the fans are broken. So the heater may be turning on, I hope. I don't want to have to deal with them having to fix a freaking heater problem. If it's just the fan that's busted, that should be an easy fix. Again, I hope. But it's not as if it's getting freezing cold in here. It's an apartment complex. So the whole building has a heating system. The catch is, of course, there's always a catch, that some Nimrod from, 2 days ago? I think it was Friday or Saturday. Time kind of varies when you can't sleep properly, for the record. Recently, I'm not sure if it was Friday or Saturday night. I feel like it was Friday. But someone decided to move in at night, which you're not supposed to do on the weekend. It must have been Saturday. Because, one, I didn't want to go out, and I had to pick up packages. Was that yesterday? Good God. That feels like an eternity ago. Point is, someone was moving in, and they decided the ideal thing to do when we're negative 7 degrees Celsius is open the 2 main doors that are supposed to remain closed because that's how you get into the building. Like there's a key fob so people can't get in without that. And then open the glass ones that are in the little glass enclosure where you go in, you're in a glass enclosure, then you have to use your fob to get in those doors. They opened all of those wide and kept them open. And then there's one more in the courtyard. So that'll take you open that door, you go into the courtyard. They opened all of those doors to make certain as much cold air got into the hallways as possible. And I live on the first floor, not far from those doors. So I noticed the temperature specifically at that moment, and not long after realized the fan or the heat was not doing what it was supposed to. Oh well. I got blankets. It was fine. But that was the real notice. That was my annoying notice. Brett Powers, you're welcome. You're not late. You arrived precisely when you mean to. Bourbon in my collection that I didn't like resting in. Oh, good. Top God, that's always fun. Always return to something you weren't sure of. 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Was I saying 38? Good God. See, that's how well I know Fahrenheit and Celsius. I know what was bugging me. 32 degrees Fahrenheit as freezing temperature. 0 is freezing temperature. That makes sense in my brain. Specifically 32 has always bugged me, so I'm trying to get Celsius as the default, and then I can transfer that over to Fahrenheit, although I'm doing the reverse right now. So 32 being freezing temperature feels weird, but that's just how it is. Sugar Kitty, don't worry about it. Like I said, for one, it's Sunday, so there's no maintenance on site, there's no management on site, nobody's here. And it's not a be-all, end-all emergency. The pipes aren't going to freeze. I'm not going to freeze. I am a very laid-back person when it comes to having to deal with maintenance people or management people because they're not the best here. They fluctuate, is the nice way to put it. There's a revolving door on the people who work here. Anyway. Worry about it tomorrow. I already put in a thing. Thankfully, they have a notification process for the building or the apartments where if there's something wrong, you go to the webpage, you log in, and you say something's wrong. They have a drop-down list. I said, the heat's not working quite right, / the fan might be broken. Schedule an appointment to stop by because I don't want them just busting down the door. So hopefully that'll get fixed this week. Hopefully it's a small issue. I'm not going to be that cold. As I said, tonight it's actually warm in here because I figured out the trick is, well, it gave me an excuse to have my stove clean itself since I have been doing a lot of cooking over the past half a year-ish. Well, 4 or 5 months, really. Bourbon, yes, I did. I did. I notified them from the webpage. Yes. See, I didn't read all that. I already said all that. Yes. I'm on the fixed list. Do not worry. There's part of me that had to verify it 5 times before I was like, maybe it's really broken. Now I actually have to tell someone, shit. Which means I have to make my apartment look semi-presentable. It's going to be a real chore. Although I know they just have to go over there, near the entrance. They don't actually have to come into my apartment and poke around and be nosy and just annoy me. Which is what most people do when they visit my apartment. I can already tell I'm not going to finish this fast enough. But I do like it. Overall, though, haven't been feeling my best. Because January and December. December was okay because I get myself to do something every day. And I'm not going to say I'm going to start Texas 12 days anytime soon. Oh, I totally went off the rails earlier. So, my brain. Rewind. I am considering, since I do have a bunch of clean, ready-to-go vials for hand delivery, I have 8 Game of Thrones bottles back there. As a longer, like normally I do 1 giveaway a night sort of thing. That's too short. It's not enough time for me to get enough people interested. And I might tell a few other whiskey tubers about it, where the Winter is Here raffle, where you'll be able to get a sample of each of those 8 Game of Thrones Scotch samples that I have, bottles that I have as samples, if you'd like. That has not started yet. That is just something I'm thinking about. So if people are interested, and if I can talk to enough other people about it, maybe I'll do it. since I did do, what was it, 4 in November, and now I have 8. There's only one I'm missing, but then it would make it 9, which feels odd because I don't like uneven numbers sometimes. Did I see that email from Flaviar, Mother? That is not very precise. And I will say no. No, I didn't. Unless it's the one you sent me a while back, which then yes. I could set it aside. But I won't. Because that requires me getting another glass. I could do that. Hold on. I keep forgetting I have other options. I just always assume that I'm dead set in finishing this. A bad habit, definitely. It's good, I like. Oh, and you'll get these eventually. I showed these off a while ago, but I still have them. You can't buy these. Ha! You can only get them from me giving them you or donating them. Ugh. I think... Bourbon, which one would I have sent you? That probably wasn't one of the new ones. So if I did it in November, I probably didn't give it to you. And if I did, I don't know which one it was. But it was probably, it's a Speyside. It's very likely it was a Speyside or something tame. Maybe a slightly peated one. But the other ones in there are like Lagavulin. And maybe there's an Oban? I don't remember. Song's still stuck in my head if you couldn't tell. Heating is not an issue. That was my main point. Other than Game of Thrones stuff, it's an option. It's a thought. Because I wasn't really able to promote that idea. Not that I had that idea, but I know in November I had The Winter is Coming. December was the whole 24 days of Flaviar Whiskeys of the Galaxy, which I managed to pull off, so yay. There was a price, and that was everything that I could do and function in the holidays and blah. But it's still good to do. I enjoy doing the Advent things. I know they're massively overdone by WhiskeyTube folk, but I don't care. I've been doing it for 4 years. I'm going to just keep doing it if I like doing it. That's how I got into whiskey, so it's important. In the back of my mind, it's important. So that's an option. And I don't know how long I'd have that go. So it would depend on if I could do a stream 3 times a week, which I like to think I can do. But it also will interfere if I do 12 days of Texas whiskey, because that'll be, again, like last month. Boom, 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 boom. 12 days in a row of reviews / streams. Maybe I will do videos. I'm not sure. Those aren't really... I'm undecided on what to do with that. Again, I just got it yesterday, officially. Officially arrived yesterday. Spike and Bourbon, hello. Welcome. Welcome. Oh, top dog. Good goal. Try all the whiskey. And if you don't like one, try another. That's my thought. I can recommend to you, off the top of my head, Redbreast 12, Irish whiskey. Or Green Spot. Those are up there for me. Both those are ones I like. As far as Scotch, that's much more difficult. Because I can't give you the defaults that I like. Other than the tentative one that everyone knows, like Johnny Walker Black. But if you don't like peat stuff, you might not like that one. But you won't know until you try it. And what's another one I do enjoy? I enjoy a lot of slightly peated or heavily peated Scotch, so that's an issue. But as far as a decent Scotch that I like that isn't peated, Glenfiddich 12 is a good bet. But I think it was the Glenfiddich 15 is the one I want to get next at some point. I think. There's a tough memory to remember right there. Since I tried it when I was hanging out with Cliff and Zenbood, I think. Somewhere. No, that wasn't Providence. Where was that? That was Zenbood and Jim at Charred Oak. Because I went down the road to look for a bottle of Glenfiddich 15 because it was really good. And it was expensive, so I didn't get it. What? Cliff, how dare you? Do one a month. That will take you to the next Advent season. Yeah, I could do that. But that would be too long. My main thing with the 12 days is I want to try them all now, as quickly as possible, because I'm just looking. It's been so long to get them, and it's been such a long project for Crowded Barrel / Whiskey Tribe / Whiskey Vault. 3 different things. That I'm eager to try them all in a relatively quick process. Just to try them. I could just do it in my own time, but I feel bad. Hey, I could make it a Patreon exclusive. Oh! By the way, I have a Patreon. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Since it's so niche, you know? You'd have to know what the Whiskey Vault is. That would imply you have to know what the Whiskey Tribe is. You'd have to know what Crowded Barrel itself is. Those are 3 big, if you don't know what they are, well, then you probably won't really have much interest in this. So maybe I'll do that. That sounds kind of fun. Making it a Patreon exclusive. Oh, man, I don't think I've done that yet. And it would be the same kind of deal. So I would randomly post a Patreon when I feel like doing it, because that's the best kind of thing for me, since I am a non-functional adult, as many of you know, that I'm doing a whiskey, and then it'll be an unlisted video, and then anyone who's a patron can be like, hey, that video about that whiskey is up. I also don't know what they are at the moment. I'd like to try to keep it that way. The idea for this Texas whiskey thing for me is I hope they labeled them properly. I assume they did. And I know I showed you the bottom of the box really quickly, that it shows Cliff, you know exactly what those are. So I think all the list of what they are is on the bottom of the box, and I'm trying not to look at that, since I would like to just pick one and be like, oh, it's this, because it's going to say it right on the bottle, unlike the Advent calendar stuff. That was blind mostly. Oh, Mr. Great Shot, some American single malts. Those can go either way, honestly, for my adventures. Top Dog's gonna rely on his neighbors set me with some blinds. Ooh, that'll be fun. Depends. I hope he's a nice Scotch drinker and not the here try Octomore or here try a Lefroy. Granted, that works sometimes, but I feel like it's kind of mean. I only say it's mean because of one of my friends that happened where he was just given a shot of peated Scotch and it just made him very ill because he was not ready for it. Alexander, yes. Well, I believe that one is from the movie of the early one. So it's maybe, what is it? It's got the number on it. NCC 1701. So I believe it's from one of the early Enterprise movies. So it was a Kirk one. I don't know which one, though. It was a gift. I'm glad I have it. But let's be honest, I was brought into the Star Trek world via The Next Generation. Picard, and then Deep Space Nine, which I may or may not be watching a bunch of videos again of, episodes of. Might have been watching that earlier and almost lost track of time. Oh, Cliff, don't worry about it. I'm not that keen on needing to be surprised. I'm going to just open the box and then just pull one out. And in this case, I'd like to know exactly what it is. I want to have some pretense because I already have had a bunch from around the Austin area. So there's at least 7 distilleries I'm familiar with. And then that just leaves a few more. And I can't do math. 5. 5 other ones. If they got them from all the ones around Austin. So we'll see. I got a bunch of ideas going through my head. That's the real issue I have these days lately. Is having ideas and being like, that's a great idea. Why don't I? Oh yeah, crippling depression, and I'm not gonna move today. That was today. Today I woke up. If you're a patron of mine, you get to find out what a mess I am. Today went to sleep at around 4 a.m. Then suddenly woke up at 6:30. Don't know why. I had some kind of weird dream, or I was hungry or something. It just kind of made it so I was awake. And then I went and got Starbucks, and it was up until about 9. And then I tried to fall asleep and didn't fall asleep till about 10. And then woke up around 5. I think. And here we are. Totally normal day. Ah. Oh, Cliff. Did they? Well, that's what I mean. I expected them to reach out further. So I can almost guarantee that if I put my hand in that box and pull one of them out, I will not know what one or two of them are. Probably more, because I only have like 7 solid ones. But again, there's the 7 around Austin, and then there's the biggies like Balcones and Iron Root. Those are the 2 that come to mind that I haven't been to that are not directly in the Austin area. So there's that. Either way, delicious. I'm looking forward to trying all of them. And I know the whiskey trail itself is much longer and wider in Texas than I thought. Just because it's Texas. I haven't even checked out all the distilleries in Rhode Island. And there are probably 3, 4, maybe. Oh my gosh, that sounds terrifying. Brothers Convenience Store. Ugh. Mine was weird. Whatever dream I had woke me up pretty quick. It had to do with death, unfortunately. Oh no, it didn't have to do with... Well, I'm not sure. But it gave me the usual, woke up and then felt like something terrible was going to happen. And I didn't know what. That's anxiety for you. But it would have involved death. It's like, I assume someone has died, and I just woke up because of that. Completely irrational, but there it is. Oh, that's right. Mama KillCo mentioned that there are some at the Bastard's Ball I may have tried. I didn't really get to try much at the Bastard's Ball as far as Texas whiskey, believe it or not. There's maybe 1 or 2 that I might have tried, but for the most part, I tried some ones I've never heard of. And one I really wanted to try once I found out what it was. That was the fancy still from the brothers, Leopold Brothers? Man, my brain. Leopold Brothers made a very interesting type of rye out of a different type of still that isn't used much these days, if at all. It's good. I will have this Burr 18 some other time. Again, as I thought, putting one of these in, it's bigger than you'd think. But that's a lot of whiskey. Let's try a drink real quick. I'm not a fast drinker. And one of my favorite things to do is pour many different whiskeys, but very small amounts. So I get to try a different variety. But this is what I would normally do, is I'd pour a large one, and it would last me 2 hours, 3 hours. So I'm technically drinking it fast. Blech. With that said, good God, I stopped looking at the clock. It is now 8 p.m. I believe It's Bourbonite is doing a very special guest appearance tonight with 2 other channels. I know who they are, but I don't want to say the names because I'm not sure exactly. Because one of them changed the name recently, and that confuses me still. Go check. Go check It's Bourbonite. I will be back here. Oh, Alexander, before I leave. Thoughts on Canadian whiskeys? Try them. The problem I've heard is the Canadians keep the good stuff. And I have not tried many Canadian whiskeys. I have Alberta Premium that was donated, and maybe 1 or 2 other Canadian whiskeys. I don't even remember where I put them all. They're often in the rye category, so they're up here. Try them all. Try all the whiskeys, just to say you tried them. And even if you don't like one, try another one. Just to be sure, because there's so many whiskeys and so many varieties and so many different things you could try and taste out there. You would be ashamed to miss what they were if you liked them. So that's what I say about Canadian whiskey. Find out more and give it a shot. with that said, it's the end of this stream. I will see you all Wednesday, in all likelihood. There should be a video out Wednesday if I can muster the energy to get myself to do them again. And the patrons voted on what it is, so look forward to that. That was very helpful, patrons. Thank you. And I have a Patreon. With that, as always, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome. And I will see you... Oh, I gotta do the thing. I almost didn't do it. Out there. Boop. Thank you for joining me on KillCo Whiskey Musings. You can find my social media and Patreon in the links below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.